love donation. I appreciate it. I just saw before I went live. I appreciate it, and I send it back times a milli. I love you. Queena said, how's my god baby cooking? Well, I can't wait. We got 2 more days till we find out. Last night, I had an interesting dream. I had a dream that I pushed out a baby girl. Well, I pushed out a baby, but I didn't see what the baby was. And then it was like somebody. It wasn't even a doctor, and I wasn't even at a hospital. It was kind of weird. But the person brought me a baby, and the baby was like fucking 9 months old. And I was like, what grown-ass baby? This is not the baby I just pushed out. And then I can't remember all the details. It's kind of foggy, but long story short, that wasn't my baby. So they ended up taking the baby back. So I'm like, is that saying that I thought it was a girl, but it ain't a girl? I don't know. But all is well, though. All is so well. I can't wait to share with y'all some news that I got today that really made my day. This little corner is getting on my nerves. I don't think I put enough, like, lipstick down that end, so it look like it's stopped or something. Okay, but hey, y'all. Peace, Mystique. Hey. Ashe. I asked how was y'all day. I guess no news is good news, so all was well. But for me, remember this past winter, I shared with y'all that I did like the prayer. I had created a prayer for my family to come together for us to heal. I also did that bowl. I did that jar, that love jar for my family, all my family, like extendo clips and all. And even since I started my journey, I always did the work on the behalf of my family in the background, okay? And so I have seen my works come full circle. My relationship with my mom has healed. We healed that relationship a few years ago. My sister and I relationship, because I have other siblings, like half siblings, but I have one whole sibling. And when I say my sister, I'm always talking about that one. Her name's Amanda. And we had like a rocky childhood. And it was just rocky for little petty reasons. And when I was 20, she moved. When I was 20, she was 26, she moved down to Georgia, and I was just here in Virginia with my mom. And so recently, today, she made her decision. First off, I told y'all my mom was moving to Texas, right? And she was going back and forth because she really didn't want to go to Texas, but she was just, ready to start anew. She wanted more for herself and things like that. So she was like, I'm just going to go to Texas, right? But she made the decision to stay. And I'm like, yay! Because I did like a road opener with Papa Legba it wasn't last year, so it was the year before last. 2 years ago, I did a road opener with Papa Legba, and I was like, I desired to walk down a path where all of my family is here, because Brother Logas' family was in Louisiana. It was just my mama here, and Papa Legba actually showed me the path where our family was here. All my family was here, and all of his family was here, his siblings and his parents. And that came into fruition last year. His parents moved here a year after I had that vision. And this year, another year later, my family is coming full circle. And so my mom decided to stay in Virginia. And I'm like, yay! Because, she was going to be leaving right before I gave birth. So she was going to pretty much miss out on that entire birth experience, and even, the raising up of our baby boo, And so my sister followed up right behind her and made her decision to come back home after 9 years of being gone. And my sister has 2 daughters as well. One of her daughters is the same age as my daughter. We were pregnant together, and then she has an older daughter. My niece is like 15. And that was like my daughter before I got pregnant. Like when I was 16, my niece was my daughter. And so when they moved, that cut, because I was like my baby, and same for my mom. That was like her baby too. So everybody's moving back, and I'm super, super, super excited. My sister's coming this weekend to celebrate the gender reveal this upcoming Sunday. So I'm going to have my family, Brother Logas' family is going to be here. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I'm just grateful because through it all, I was just accepting. When my mom told me she was going to leave, I was very honest, like, dang, that sucks. It hurt my feeling. I really want you to be here, but I get it. You know, I surrender, and mama's got to have life too, right? But deep down inside, I really, really wanted my mom to be here, but I couldn't, you know, it was only but so much I could do. And then I did find out what I could do, and that was just be a light to my mom and help her like see the pros and cons and really just ask her like what matters to you most. You know, follow the voice of your heart, let your spirit guide you. And that guided her back home, and she made her decision. And same for my sister, I surrendered. You know, I was like, I'm not gonna force her to make no decisions, and she came up to her own decision, made her own conclusion, and she decided to come home. So I got those news. My mom decided yesterday she was gonna stay. My sister decided today that she was gonna come back. So I'm like, yeah! So I'm super excited for my future because I just see, you know, the days where we get to celebrate birthdays together. Like my daughter and my niece are a month apart. So, or 2 months apart, both on the 25th. So I'm like, we get to celebrate birthdays together. I get to go to their graduations, you know, we get to go to sports together and things like that, you know, gymnastics, and like, I'm just laughing, I'm so excited. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, and I just encourage y'all to continue to do the work. And to those of you who do have desires to rekindle with certain family members, there are certain family members that I did want to rekindle with, and the energies was just not in alignment. But it's always about your heart posture. It's always about your heart posture. And again, knowing your role that you play in the people around you's lives, and play your role. Okay? So my day was great. I just wanted to share that with y'all. But we're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. I really wish I brought my coconut water. I'm going to ask Brother Logas to bring it because I'm really, really thirsty and I don't want tea. One sec. What we got? Asale! Can you bring me a cocoa water, Toffee? Okay. Thank you, Rose. AZ said I finally got back on Instagram. Welcome back. Peace, Blaze, Drea. Welcome in, y'all. Ashe, one love. I love y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Ashe. Hey, Ray Bay. He said graffiti is going to be late to class tonight. He's writing music. Okay, Ashe. I see Baby Boo divinely. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. So, welcome into y'all new and true baby boos to the Crystaline show. CMT Tribe Crew. Yay! I am your co-host, Mrs. Duublé Jones, the lady with the stones, the come heres, and the leave us alone. And I'm a spiritual guide to assist y'all in this life in any way that I can. So y'all head over to the website, crystalinemarket.com, for all of your spiritual tools, gems, jewels, services. I did add about 4 new services to the website this morning, and they are essentially, so you know, we added the dream interpretation service recently. I also added this morning, I added about 3 or 4 guided meditation services. Asante. About 3 or 4 guided meditation services. So essentially it's sort of kind of like the spiritual exercises that I conduct on the show, but it's more one-on-one. It's more personal, more personable. And I have one is called Unlocking with Sekhmet. So it's a walk with Sekhmet to unleash your inner power. Another new service is healing, inner child healing. Okay, so we could heal and connect with the inner child, right? Our creativity, our sense of freedom, and heal up those past, those past narratives that continue to show up. So I have that service available. We have a Unlock with Oshun. All right, so that one is great for, hey, Papa. We have the Unlock with Oshun. That one's great for manifestation, great for fertility, great for healing as well. And it's a list of things. I have it all in the description. We have an Unlock with Papa Legba, Ilegba, and Shu, Gita. Hey, nice to see ya. And so to those of you who really want to do the work, actually it's an Unlock with Ogun and Ilegba. All right, so those are the services that I added. I will be adding more, and they're very powerful when it comes to the guided meditation services that I just added. And even like the chakra clearing and the, well, no, not the chakra clearing, but the cut and cord, the contract breaking service, all of those guided meditations and the contract breaking service. I have a promo available to those of you who book those services. Like if you book the guided meditation, at the bottom of the description box, you'll see the correlating personal ritual that I would recommend that you book as well to magnify the energy that we harness in your manifestations or whatever we do. To magnify the energy, I recommend a personal ritual, which includes offerings. It includes a candle and an actual ritual, right? Because we're just doing a meditation. And so to those of you who book a guided meditation or any of those services, you can also get a 50% off coupon for the personal rituals, okay? And I have the codes down there. The codes are only applicable if you book it with the service, okay? So we now have that available, y'all. I'm super, super, super excited to continue to expand and bring more things to the table. So y'all head over to the website, crystalinemars.com, click on spiritual services, Brother Logas and Duublé, and there you can see further details in regards to what we brought to the table and how we can tap in. Remember, we talked about, you know, this is a class setting, but it is when you stay after class. It's when you come in early to do your work outside of this setting. That's where we can really, really, really make some shit shake. So I look forward to seeing y'all on our one-on-one connections. Thank y'all for your love offerings that y'all send in. Don't forget, April 1st, we'll be pulling our names for our merchandise raffle. So if you'd like to add your name to the raffle, you can send in your love donations. Send in your love donations. Taquan, that love offering, do you want that to go to the raffle or do you want it to go to me? Let's be clear. I just want to know. Was that love donation, Taquan, for me? Or was it for the thing? Because I told y'all when it comes to the, and it's okay. It's okay if it's for the merchandise. But I told y'all when it comes to y'all love offerings, when y'all send y'all love offerings in for the raffle, that money goes towards the jewelry. Okay, that don't go to Brother Logas and I's pockets. Okay, it pays for the jewelry that is raffled off. Okay, so in a sense it does go to our pockets, but not in the way that you think. It's like it goes toward it's the jewelry. Okay, so thank y'all for sharing this space. And you said for me, what else? I think that's it. Hold on, let me take a sip real quick. Peace, lemonade. Hey, Miss Sheba. Ooh, I really need this. So, the message of the day is, what's your purpose? What is your purpose? Okay? And so, remember the message of the day was, remember the message of the day I read a little chapter from the book You Owe You. And the message of the day was, what was it? Your why is what drives purpose. Your why is what drives purpose. Okay. And so I bring that back like, wait, but what is your purpose? What's your purpose? Because your purpose also drives your why. When you are clear on what your purpose is, that is the thing that fortifies you. That is the thing that motivates you. That is the thing that realigns you. And I think it's important that we really understand what our purpose is. You know, a lot of people be like, oh, my purpose is to help people, right? We like to keep it general. My purpose is to heal generational curses. My purpose is to, you know, be a light. What the fuck is that? How, Sway? How? Right? And so with that question tonight, y'all know we showed up on time. We showed up divine. We showed up early because we got time today. I'm creating time today. And I was looking at yesterday's live. And I was talking about your purpose. And I can't remember exactly what I said. But I was like, I can't tell you what your purpose is. I could guide you to it. As soon as I heard me say that, and I was like, Duublé, you can tell them what their purpose is. Because that's what you do with the birth chart readings. What you talking about? So I retract that statement. In the military, we used to say, belay my last when it comes to that. And to any of you who want to know what your purpose is, I will be doing love donation based what's your purpose, okay? So $15, send in your full birthday, and I will give you a brief. I will tell you what your purpose is. If you want me to expound on that, you could send more. You could send some placements, and I can expound on that, right? You can send me your North Node. You can send me your part of fortune. You can send me your Mercury and your Mars. You know, you can send me some placements, and I can expound on that. But $15 will just tell you, I'll use your birthday, tell you a little bit about your personality based off of your birthday. And I will also tell you your purpose, okay? So to those of you who really want to get clear, you want a little sneak peek, y'all can send y'all love offerings in. You say, I don't know my purpose, help me. Send in your love offering and send in your full birthday. Leave your full birthday. When you send your love offering in, type your birthday in there, okay? Type your birthday in the notes. All right, and that's why I encourage y'all, to, especially to those of you who feel called, book. To those of you who gonna call yourself, right? Because are you gonna choose yourself, or are you gonna wait to be chosen? Which one? Freeze, flight, move, fear, frozen. What you doing? Okay. So don't forget, we have the 15% off of the birth chart readings. That's gonna go back to full price on Sunday. Okay, so I'll do a little sneak peek for y'all today. Again, all I need is your full birthday, the month, the day, and the year for me to find out what your purpose is and deliver that to you so you can know what your purpose is. So we can move on purpose. Okay, so you can know what direction you need to be walking in. All right, so that's the message of the day / question of the day / reading of the day. And I'll be conducting those after the collective. If y'all do want any personal readings, right? General love, career, past, present, future, past life, whatever you need. Y'all can send your love offerings in again, and I'll knock those out after the collective. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and roll into the daily energy. So, speaking of purpose, it's the 22nd. It's the 22nd. And so those of you who don't know, my life path number is the 22. So my purpose is aligned with this Duublé energy, with this 22 energy. So for March 22nd, 2025, the moon is in Capricorn, and I channeled something needs to change or stop that's interfering with your spiritual evolution. What is that for you? It's going to definitely be brought to light. We got God's got a blessing with your name on it. That song always the fuck come on, bitch. But, you know, it's definitely going to be some things that are brought to light on this day. And I channeled that because that 22 is Queen Builder energy, and it's all about you actually materializing your dreams and visions and things into this physical realm. But with the daily energy 3/22/2025, that breaks down to 7, and that has to do with the spiritual realm. So there are some things that are in Capricorn is represented by the devil card in tarot, and that represents like sabotaging thoughts, bad habits, unhealthy, toxic habits, and things like that. So that's why I picked up on that. Something needs to change or stop that's interfering in your spiritual evolution, and it's going to be brought to light. It could be something as simple as procrastination. You said it's for tomorrow. Yes, this is for the 22nd. This is for the 22nd. Rather it's procrastination, rather it's sleeping in late, rather it's eating certain things, talking to certain people, going certain places, wearing certain things. I don't know. That's going to come to light for you. So definitely be aware, be alert, and take note. Mental fortitude is going to be key as well. There could be some distractions. There could be some excitement. There could be some energy that just kind of like distracts you essentially. So make sure you take care of what you need to take care of. There could be some energy that tries to lower your vibe, that tries to anger you, that tries to, you know, really throw you off. So mental fortitude is going to be key. Be mindful of being influenced / tempted by past connections. There could be some blasts from the past that arise on this day. And some of y'all may be like, oh, it's divine that we came back together. I need you to definitely make sure you take off the rose-colored glasses and lean into your discernment, okay? I channeled also, every dollar you spend is an investment into your future. So what future are you investing in, all right? So there's definitely going to be, there's a message for us to just be aware of what we're spending, and what we're spending our money on and why. Again, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? Okay? Does this purchase invest in your future in some way, shape, or form? Right? What future, what timeline is this investment in alignment with? Okay? This will be a good day to realign yourself in your daily habits. So this will be a good day for you to really bring some new things to the table and destruct some things that are no longer serving you. And I lastly channeled a question to ask ourselves on this day and reflect on is, how can I implement structure into my life to help bring in discipline? Okay. So there, like I said, daily habits, there may be some changes that need to be made. And this will be a good time to really just reflect on those things so you can be productive and maximize the energy that we are in. The crystals that I recommend for today are Unakite, Jet, Prophecy Stone. The color for the day is white. And the ritual I would recommend is the Cut and Clear. Ashe? Ashir. So that concludes the daily energy, and I'm now going to move on to tarot tea time, you and me time. Again, y'all don't forget to send your love offerings in so we could get clear on what your purpose is. Or if y'all have any questions for for any other general readings, y'all can send them in. But y'all go ahead and spam the hearts. Yeah, spam the comments with your white hearts, y'all. Where y'all at? Y'all pretty quiet today. Where y'all at? With my name out in. Ashe. All right. It's tarot tea time. I gotta take a sip. What's that on your lip? Do you got a chopper on your hip? When I dip, you dip, we dip. Game over, flip. Go. Yeah, we got ancestral energy heavy. That was my stepdad song. God's Got a Blessing. This is my daddy song. Hey! Woo! All right, so let's see what we got here. So since ancestral energy is present, I'm calling the benevolent ancestors of collective and all of those who are tapped in right now. What do you want your descendants to know? What do they need to know? Let them know. Woo! Hey, baby boo. Hey, Amber. Leaves up because he's bigger and they cut it. That's my favorite part. Let's see what we got. Y'all remember Pimp My Ride? Pimp My Ride. All right, let's see. Dang. Y'all, I got a little hangnail thing and it's irritating. What's up? Hey, Kenyatta, I ain't see you. What's up? Guess what? See, I like when cards come out that we don't see too often because this deck has a lot of cards. But sometimes the same cards be coming out. But this one, I don't think we've ever seen, or it's been a long time, I'll say that. I think I did see it before. But this is card number 5, which is that bow, 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 bow. And today's the 21st, Papa Leg with energy. Bow, 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 bow. So tell me what you gonna do when it ain't nowhere to run. We got the shaman. Trust the path. Trust the path. This is literally Legba's energy. Literally. But again, what's your purpose? What's your why? Where you going? What you doing? Right? Because with this 5, that's also that can symbolize, just being all over the place. Because some of y'all are like, I'm gifted. I'm multifaceted. I can do it all. I'm a jack of all trades. Okay. You could be the jack of all trades, but are you the master of one? Master of none? I mean, what you gonna focus on? I mean, damn. You don't have to just do one thing like me. I don't just do one thing. I create jewelry. when it comes to being at service for the collective. I create jewelry, right? We do the show. I pull tarot, right? I do guided meditations. I do contract breakings. I do rituals. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different ways where I channel my energy, but it's still focused in that same like direction. Like they all got to do with each other. Okay, I ain't over here trying to be in the studio too. You know what I mean? Like I'm not over there trying to be in the studio too. I'm not over here trying to goddamn I don't know. I can't think of nothing else right now at this time. But it's all centered in spirituality. It's all centered in helping the collective through my ability to connect with the ethers in all of these different ways that I do. Right? And so some of y'all like you need to like really get clear again on your purpose, on your why, because y'all might just be everywhere. You picking this up for 5 months, you picking this up for 6 months, you picking this up for 3 months, you're putting that down for 8 months, and then you're wondering why nothing's really moving, because you're all over the place. You're all over the place. Okay? So let's see. And also with this 5, this is communication. So some of y'all really could benefit from that unlock with Elegua and Ogun service that I just added to the website. Some of y'all can definitely benefit from that. Okay? And when it comes to those unlocking with the deities services that I just added to the website, that is also going to help you when it comes to initiating your relationship individually. Right? Because I know that I am a bridge. I know that I am a middleman when it comes to the spirit of, like I work closely with Papa. So it's like Papa Legba, in a sense, passed me the torch so I can help y'all with developing y'all relationships and sharing. I mean, it's a lot of Orishas that I'm still learning, remembering, and things like that. But what I do know, I am a portal. I do know that I am a portal for Legba when it comes to unlocking and accessing, communicating with the spirits on the other side. So some of y'all could definitely benefit from that. Let's see what we got here. What else we got? Okay, we have choose freedom. We have choose freedom in reverse. Okay, so choose freedom in reverse. What's this? Give me one more. What's this choose freedom in reverse? I want to look at this reverse energy. Card number 24. Let's see. Card number 24. Okay, but before I get to this, I'm just channeling. Some of y'all are not free at last, because there's still some blockages in your heart. There's still some heart healing that needs to happen. And I was thinking about this too. You know, when it comes to healing, obviously life be lifing, so you still have physical stuff to do. But when I say I was in the trenches for years, every day I was doing shadow work for months, for like a whole year and a half, every day. I shut off the world. I ain't telling y'all to necessarily shut off the world, because isolation can also, contribute to stagnation. But my point is dedication. That's my message. Okay, and I don't know where y'all are in your journey, but whatever it is, I encourage you to do it every day if that's something that you do want to be better at. If that's something that you do want to be better at. When I first started creating jewelry, I used to make jewelry. I used to pick it up every few days or so. And I was with the basic vibes. I was doing basic little wraps. I wasn't doing the coils yet. My work was low-key sloppy on a low. It was neat, but it was kind of sloppy as far as like it had no structure to it. No neatness necessarily to it. And it wasn't until one day I was like, I gotta do this every day. And then when I started doing it every day, that's when I started, like, my work started getting neater. I mastered the coil. I was able to knock them coils out in time. I think over a month of working daily on my craft, I really started to see my works, and so there could be some things when it comes, some of y'all are in this space where it's like you're trusting this path, you're going down this path of healing, you're going down this path of exploration, of self-discovery, when it comes to maybe like discovering your purpose or whatever these things are, you know, I need you to be, you got to realign yourself, realign your mind every day, not just when you feel like it, not when, oh, I'm triggered, now let me do shadow work. Oh, I'm triggered, now let me do shadow work. You know what I mean? If you know that you are not whole, if you know that you are not past some things, period, do your work. Do your work. You will know when you're at a space where you're like, okay, I'm good. You will know. Because your external will confirm that or deny that for you based off of how you handle your situations, how you handle conflict, right? How you handle the challenging times. Woo! Wow. So, yeah, so freedom. Choose freedom. Free your mind. Okay, but anyway. All right, so the reverse aspect is frustration is the energy of the moment. As you are unsure of how or why to move ahead. You are filled with fear. You've been asking, what if I reveal my true self? What if you don't? Is the real question. Woo! Some of you are filled with fear and have been asking, what if I reveal my true self? What if you don't? Is the real question. The declaration is, I am on fire and I make it happen. Okay, so some of y'all have a fear of being seen. You have a fear of speaking. You have a fear of just sharing yourself naked. You have a fear of sharing your thoughts. You have a fear of sharing your beliefs. You have a fear of saying no. You know what I mean? And that is the thing that's keeping you stuck. And you mad at everybody else. You mad at, oh, this energy blocking me. This energy blocking my flow. This energy blocking my flow. Why are you letting it be so? Why are you letting it be so? Master P said, when is the next Magic School Bus trip? My soul has been yearning. I'm going to say soon. I said I was going to do one like last week. Ashe. So it's a journey. But take the mask off, man. They still wearing damn masks. 4 years later, who's still wearing masks? And I'm not talking about just the face mask. I'm talking about this mask. This mask. You may feel comfortable in certain rooms, and then as soon as you get in some other rooms where they're not quite like you, they're not like us, you over here like, oh shoot, what do I do? Let me just shut up. How do I blend in, camouflage? No, you're going to stand out. Stand out and stand tall. Some of y'all like, nah, I want to camouflage. I want to blend in, or I'm going to get out. I'm going to leave. No. You be mad at yourself. All right, let's see what we got. And Baby Boo, Sheba said, I'm just letting my spirit guard path. What you meant? And again, I don't know what you meant, but what I saw when I read that comment was, I'm just letting my spirit guide my path. I don't know if that's what you meant. I'm not saying that's what you meant, but I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to let my spirit guide my path. I'm just letting my spirit guide my path. Okay, but when it comes to you need your mind, your body, and your spirit to work cohesively. We need them to work together. Okay? So when it comes to that, right, what that looks like is your ego, your body needs to see and understand what that looks like so it can execute it, so it can know what it needs to focus on. That's what the birth chart reading brings to the table. Clarity. It makes it clear. So there is no confusion. You know, sometimes you got to write it down, make it plain. Sometimes you got to see it on paper. Most times when it comes to something that's so abstract like purpose and finding that in this physical realm, we need black and white, something to connect to our soul right? To make it clear, like, okay, this is exactly what it is. This is how I can get there. This is what I can harness. This is what I need to master, right? So I can get there. So now your ego is like, I got it. I got it. It clicks. And you're not just going wherever the wind blows you. Right? So we have limitless prosperity in reverse. In reverse. Prime example. If I wanted to keep it general, when I first started my walk, before I even knew anything about a birth chart, if somebody was to ask me, what's your purpose? My purpose was to help women, to help people feel better about themselves, to help people love themselves. I didn't know what the fuck that looked like. I was going down the path of making fucking wigs, bitch. To help the women feel beautiful. That's what my version of it was, even though it sounds silly reflecting on it. I'm gonna create these wigs so women can feel beautiful and switch it up as they may. The fuck? And that door closed on March 21st. I remember it like it was yesterday. March 21st, 2021. 321. Want that? That was the day, bitch. That was the day. 3 years ago. Because I remember I was just waking up. Like, I think I had my first awakening that December prior. So all of this was new to me. And today was going to be my launch day. 321 was going to be my launch day. And I kept getting resistance. Couldn't find nail bundle, bitch. Them shits kept sagging. They kept matting in the back. I was like, bruh. I had my lace bags together. I knew how to bust down the wig, make it look flat and all that. I just could not find a vendor. I had my logo. I had it all ready. I had my domes. I had the different sizes. I had it all. Had all my tools. And then on 321, I had to just throw the towel in. And I was like, this ain't it. And I was like, I don't know what it is. I don't know where my spirit is guiding me to. But I know that this door is closing. And so then after that door closed, I surrendered. I was like, damn, I guess, this is what it is. I shiz. And so then I started delving deeper into tarot because I had so many freaking questions. Right? And I'm still doing my healing and things, my shadow work as well in the meantime. And I had so many questions. And so then I went down my tarot path, right? Looking at YouTube videos. Then I was like, I need to get my own deck. I felt inspired to get my own deck. Started getting my own deck. Pulling cards every fucking night. Every night. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm in my closet at my altar doing Reiki healing. Past life regressions, right? Pulling cards, trying to figure out what's going on me because I won't talk to the family. I shut off the world. What's going on? Why do I take everything so personal? Why am I so sensitive? Why am I mad at my mother? Why my sister and I keep butting heads? Why do I keep cutting people off? Why am I scared to say no? Why am I people pleasing? Why am I? Who am I? But I wasn't even actually at the why. Who am I? I was at the why because I just could not understand myself. All right, so I did that. And then I was pulling my own cards for about 4 or 5 months. And then my spirit led me make a YouTube. I'm like, bitch, what? Well, actually, I had a YouTube. I was documenting my journey. So I would do like just, it was just kind of like a, what would I call it? Like a video diary style YouTube channel. And my spirit was like, all right, we about to change course because I had the videos lined up from, I had recorded like videos, like 2 or 3 videos a day or, every day, but I posted weekly. If I'm not mistaken, I was posting weekly. So I had like 3 or 4 months in advance a video schedule. So we getting closer and closer to October. I ain't record from July, June to October because I was in the trenches doing my work. And I'm like, I got the shit lined up. Don't worry about it. Doing healing every fucking night. Every freaking day. I won't hanging out with no friends. I was just like, that's why I said I wouldn't necessarily recommend isolation. It does serve its purpose, but it also like It's not necessary. There is a balance that could be found. I just didn't have nobody that like really guide me through that. So I did what I thought I needed to do at that time. And so then October comes and I'm like, bruh, I need a video. And my spirit was like, yep, change course. Change course with this 5. Change course. Trust the path. Go ahead and upload a tarot reading card pull. And I'm like, bitch. And I didn't want to show my face. So my first tarot card pull was with my hands, bitch. You just saw the table and hands. And then I cried and everything because I was like, I don't want to do that, you know? I don't feel confident. I don't know how I'm going to be perceived. And I went down that path and I thought that was my purpose. I was like, this is my purpose. To read tarot. Still ain't know nothing about a birth chart. Right? Then a few months later, I met Brother Logas. And then from there, Murder, She Wrote. Took off. Got introduced to pretty much everything that I know now. You know? So, and as it wasn't until I looked at my birth chart, that's when it began to make sense for me. That's when I renamed myself from Jasmine to 22. And I was like, I'm going to walk on purpose. I remember on my YouTube channel, I did like a reintroduction. I did a reintroduction because I was like, I don't want to go by Jasmine. I want to go by my spiritual name, my purpose, 22. And I used to go by 22 for about 4 months, 5 months. I'd be like, hello, I'm 22. And they're like, no, I didn't ask your age. I said, what's your name? I'm like, 22. And then a few months after that, Brother Logas was like, I'm going to call you Duublé. He was like, it's 22 too hard on the tongue. Like, he was like, what if I got to call you from a distance and it's like 22? Like, it's too much. Like, Duublé. It resonates. And I was like, Duublé? I was like, Duublé. Like, I was really like, ah. And then it grew on me. And I was like, I'm going to go by Duublé. And then I did the numerology. And like I said, I shared with y'all before, I did the numerology on my name. And when I did the numerology for Duublé, I did the numerology for my birth name, Jasmine. They both equaled the same vibration. And I was like, Duublé, the duality, you know? The double, the two sides. And I was like, okay, so Duublé is the other side of me. Duublé is the spiritual. Jasmine is like the physical. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, just seeing that connection. And so with that, I'm glad that came back up because I believe that was yesterday. But some of y'all may want to reintroduce yourself. You know, and everybody, I'm not encouraging nobody to get a spiritual name or whatever, but just what you go by. It may even be a nickname. Everybody may call you Nene. And you may be like, you know what? I want to go by, I don't know, what's Nene name? Quinisa? I don't know. Like, that would say the most, like, crazy name. But I don't know. My name is Nia. I want to go by Nia, not Nene, because it's a different vibration. Nene and Nia holds two different vibrations, and it's not that one vibration is necessarily bad, but they do shift your energy. So what do you go by? You know? And even that, some of it may be the other way around. Some of y'all like, I don't want to go by Nia. I want to go by whatever that is for you. All right? It's about you knowing the vibration of that name, knowing why, right? But then also embracing yourself as well. I remember when people used to when I first went by my spiritual name, I didn't force that on my family. I didn't tell them, hey, I go by 22. I go by Duublé. Don't call me Jasmine. I'm like, no, they know me as Jasmine because I am Jasmine. And when it came to reintroducing myself to new people, right? People from that present moment and moving forward, I was like, they gonna know me as Duublé, right? They gonna know me as Duublé. It's sometimes where Lovely's with, I think it's Miss Jackie. She the only one, I think. But she'll be like, I love you and Jasmine and stuff like that. She'll call me Jasmine. And I don't take offense to it because I am her too. So that's another thing too. Like, are you accepting yourself? All names aside, are you accepting yourself? Or are you like, oh, nah, I ain't them no more? Or like, what's your relationship with your past version of yourself? What's your relationship with your shadow self? You know, what's your relationship with your child self? What's your relationships like? Right? So, let's see. Ashe Blaze. Sheba said, I go by Sheba and my birth name is Nikita. I changed it last year. Ashe. So that'll be interesting. I'll probably do that one time too. like name readings. I'll probably do some of that, like a sneak peek on a live. Probably do a sneak peek on a live to give y'all like the vibration of your name to help you understand yourself, or yeah, understand the vibe of that. Jasmine said, yes, I've been feeling this pull to change my name. Ashe, I would just, again, get clear on why. And then what energy is that you're shifting to? Is that a vibration you want to put out or whatever? Or not is it an energy you want to put out, but also is it an energy that you want to embody? You know, and I want to embody my Duublé, my 22 life path energy. So that's why I go by that. So let's see what else we got here. So with this limitless and prosperity in reverse, with the choose freedom in reverse, those two cards came out in reverse, but we have the choose your path upright. So again, with all that being said, some of y'all may need to reevaluate your path, okay? Because that might not be the path that actually leads you to freedom, the freedom that you're looking for, right? Like I said, I was making wigs and then I evolved that. I'm like, that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to, if anything, I want to encourage the women to, you know, embrace their natural beauty, you know, not put on Chinese hair that doesn't even look like the black woman, you know what I mean? So with the limitless prosperity as well in reverse, like I said, you know, you might just need to realign, but get clear on where you're going. Junk Jagger said, like, you all in my business. My tummy is in agreement right now. Ashe. Ashe. Okay, Blaze. Sweet Vibe said, I was always called Sin, but now I prefer Thea. Okay, my childhood best friend used to be, her name is Thea. It was spelled Thea though. Ashe. My nickname Yetta. Hardly anyone calls me King Yetta, but my family haven't chose anything spiritual. And that's why I said, you don't have to choose anything spiritual. I think it's just important that we understand what we go by. That's all. That's all. Not everybody's going to change their name. And it's not necessary. It's really not necessary. It's really a preference, honestly. So my point was to just understand the who you are, the why you choose what you choose. That's all. And to choose intentionally, you know? Well, we have boundaries here. We have trust the path and we have boundaries. Okay, so with this trust the path and this energy here on the sides, it does feel like some of y'all, it's like you may want to live a certain life and do whatever the fuck you want to as well. But there is structure and boundaries that are needed when it comes to walking your higher path, right? Because with this 5, like I said, I'm here, I'm there, I'm every fucking where. And it's like when it comes to your mission, that is focused. That is focused here. So there are some boundaries that you need to set with yourself, like, and understand yourself. Like I said with me, I know, like, y'all be, you know, I know y'all be playing or y'all be serious, like, but get in the studio, I'm like, I know, like, I'm not putting my energy into studio time. I know I'm a little nice with it. I humbly say that because I'm all right with it. But I'm not about to put my energy there because I know that that's not going to be fulfilling to me. You know, I know that that's not in alignment with my purpose. I'm not going to eat certain things because I know that it's not in alignment with the vibration that I desire to vibrate at, you know. And so it's about you being able to decipher, like, knowing when to decline something. Do you know when to decline? Or are you so stuck in this, oh, I am limitless, I am a limitless being, I am free to be, and you just like, yeah, all over the fucking place. All over the fucking place. And then also, some of us may not be all over the place. We may be focused on this path, but it's like, is it getting you anywhere? Is it really getting you anywhere? Because when it comes to paths too, sometimes we find that we could feel so called to something, but that could be something that you were connected to in the past life. That could be something that you're preparing for in this life for the next life. You don't know until you do. So I think it's important that we also reflect on the path that we're walking down. Sometimes, like, things do take time to grow. But then I think there's a certain amount of honesty with ourselves that is needed. Like, look, self, I might need to, like, consider opening my mind up to something more, something in alignment. But again, getting back to that birth chart. Okay? That birth chart and trying different things. Because that's a part of it too. Sometimes it's about trying different things too. Because my birth chart gave me a black and white focus. But then I had to kind of explore through how I show up. Like, okay, what flows for me? Like, how do I need to show up? How can I do this? How can I channel this? You know, and I tried different things. Right? When it came to content that I post on Instagram, I tried posting different content. And I was like, I'm not really the content creator type route. That's not the route for me. I mean, I could do it. I'm nice when it comes to video editing and things like that. Content, but that's not the path. It just didn't flow. You know? And so some of you may definitely need to try some different things, but you might need to look at the path, like I said, that you're on and ask yourself, like, is this connected to some past life stuff that I'm just trying to recreate or hold on to in this life that's not working for me anymore? Right? We are in Aries season and we talk about, oh, Aries is about passion, taking action. Let's get it done. Let's go, fire it up type energy. But again, also Aries is the beginning of a cycle. Aries is the baby. Right? So we're getting back to the basics, back to the roots. Back, Aries is who I am. So back to who you are. Who are you? Right? Junk Jagger said, I'm not specific enough. The details not clear. I've been digging myself on that. I'm here. Blaze said, I'm going to get out of my comfort zone and do spoken word. Ashe. Your North Node is Sagittarius. Okay. This card was just at the bottom of the deck and it came out. We have blissed. So you see this child energy, like I said, back to the root. Back to the root. Okay? The 19, the 1, the 9, the divine feminine, divine masculine, the alpha, the omega, the ending and the beginning here. But, hold on, let me see. Hold on, because this music is like throwing me off right now. Y'all know I normally like the vibes, but right now I'm not really feeling it. I'm getting y'all offerings. I'm going to be closing up so I can get started on these What's Your Purpose readings. Let's go ahead and shift it. So I could just fucking breathe. Okay. Okay. So this path as well that you're walking down, it's heavy on you. It's heavy on you. You don't have to talk to people about what you're doing, what you want to do, what you plan to do. Execute it. Just do it. Do it. Are your actions in alignment with your words? Are your words in alignment with the desires of your heart? Are they? Somebody sucks their thumb where their teeth is affected because they used to suck their thumb. Maybe you had to get braces or something, or somebody's kids had to get braces because their teeth was affected by the thumb sucking. But this is also giving like the message of the day yesterday when I talked about you're being called home to your core, to your soul. We have the trickster in reverse. We have Papa Legba energy in reverse. Again. Some of you, it's really hard for you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's hard for you to see yourself in this, on this higher timeline. Some of y'all want it so bad, but it's like the version that you are right now, it feels so far away. Some of y'all may feel so far away from who you need to be for you to experience certain things. And that may be the case, but let's go ahead and start doing the work now. You cannot bypass. You cannot bypass. Not in this day and age. Okay, you can try to bypass all you want to and create this false reality. And then that thing will come crashing down sooner or later. And you're going to see that it was all a facade. Some of you have to pave your own way. Got to build from scratch. It's going to take time. But again, what role do you play? What role will you choose to play on earth in your family? What role? And the more you show up for the people in whatever way, I don't care if you're the fry guy. I don't care if you're the call collector. You be that best call collector. You be that best fry guy. You're going to always get that energy returned. The energy's going to always be returned. But the more you start just thinking about, because it's important, we talked about that with us being in this age of Aquarius, in this time of transcendence, and we talked about, being at peace with leaving people behind, and you got to think about you, you got to do what's best for you. But it's doing what's best. It's about not putting yourself first. I remind us of this every so often. It's not about putting yourself first. It's not about putting everybody else first. It's about putting your purpose first, because your purpose involves the people. But again, what's your purpose? And with this trickster energy, you're going to have offers. You're going to have things that, oh, this looks so pretty. This looks so grand. Oh, the money is good over here. Oh, they're the perfect person. All of these things that just like entices you. It excites you. It makes you feel good. But is that in alignment? Is it what it even appears to be? Trickster. Distractions. Today I was training my daughter with soccer, and soon as she see people walking by, she kicking the ball, looking at them. I said, you mind your business. Well, I didn't tell her that. I'm very mindful, because I'm like, you ain't got no business right now. Focus is what I said. Focus. You looking at them ain't gonna help you score. Some of y'all worrying about the wrong damn thing. Worrying about who looking at you. And you'd be surprised. Ain't nobody paying you no mind. Ain't nobody paying you no mind. And you'll find that when you don't want to be seen, when you don't want to hear, when you don't want to be heard, and all these things, and you just want to hide in the dark, it's really just because you don't accept yourself in some way, shape, or form. You're not comfortable with yourself. And so you're projecting your insecurities onto others, and you think that everybody gonna view you the way you view yourself, but that was you. That was you. You ever hear somebody, like, just prime example, they'll be like, I know y'all probably thinking like, oh, she talking way too much or something. And you're like, no, I wasn't thinking that. Or I know they probably thinking, Lord, she probably lying. She came in here late. And you're like, I wasn't thinking that. Are you projecting your own insecurities and fears and all these things onto other people? Because you'd be surprised. Some people not even like stunting you like that, like I said. Those flaws that you see, that you count as flaws, that you're embarrassed of, whatever these things are. And some people may see it. Own it. Love yourself. Love yourself. Scars and all. We got passion ignited in reverse. Passion ignited in reverse. Okay, what are you passionate about? When you really ask yourself these questions And you know, these deep questions, you may find, like, you ain't gotta ask or answer this to me or nobody else. When you ask yourself, and if you can't answer that, then we got some work to do, and that's okay. But what are you really passionate about? What are you passionate about? What lights you up? What is that for you? Because whatever lights you up, think about, that's going to be the thing, that's going to be the place that you shine the brightest. Okay, sometimes it's not about the money, right? We have the inspired action in reverse. We have the conscious connections, the twins, in reverse. So again, it's like somebody needs to zoom out. You need to zoom out. You need to zoom out. Some of y'all, you have this fire burning inside you. You may have these things you want to do, but it's blockages here. Y'all see all this reverse? It's blockages. A lot of you can benefit from the chakra clearing service on the website. And I was going to do a Kundalini activation coupon code for that service, and I was like, nah. Because when we do these Kundalini activations, that's you need to be cleared. You need to be cleared. Because if that Kundalini energy activates and you're not ready, you will channel it in the worst way. And so we need to do some clearing out before we just, again, try to hop, skip, and jump into stuff. Graffiti said all of these cards in reverse, Wagwan. Blockages. Blockages. And these blockages could be in different chakra centers. These blockages can be external factors as well that we need to persevere through. It's going to vary. Okay? But the cards that did come out right was blissed and trust the path. Blissed and trust the path. All right? So again, let's shine a light on our shadows so we can understand ourselves. The path is not going to be easy. You're going to have assailants. You're going to have sleepless nights. You're going to have days where you're just like second guessing it all. You're going to have highs. You're going to have lows. You're going to feel restricted sometimes. You're going to feel like, dang, I can't do nothing. Like me, when I first started, I made the decisions to change my eating and things. But when I first was coming to grips with the fact that I needed to let go of beef, I needed to let go of chicken, I needed to let go of pork, and all these things, I was a little frustrated. I understood, like, okay, on a health level, I get it. But I was like, but damn, everybody else get to eat it. I really was saying that, like, I like bacon. I like chicken, you know? And I was like, fuck, like, why I gotta be so fucking responsible? Why I gotta live so disciplined? Can I just have my cake and eat it too? Can I have my bacon and eat it too, bitch? Like, shit, you know? Why I can't just smoke like that? Shit, I want to blow it down. You know? It was frustrating. I was like, shit, this path is narrow as a bitch. It's a thin line. And so some of y'all may feel a little frustrated, like, fuck. Because you're seeing at the end of the day, ain't nobody making you do nothing. It's all a choice. Freedom of choice. Choose freedom. The freedom of choice. You free to choose. You free to choose. It's just your choice is going to determine your experiences. So let's wrap this up so I get into these readings. We're going to close out with an angel number. We're going to close out with the angel number. And I only pulled Oracle today. I just literally channeled. I thought about the Oracle from Neo. You know how Neo would go to the Oracle for questions, and she would ask him questions. She never really like gave him straightforward answers, like the answers that he was looking for. She put it back on him for him to ask himself, for him to discover the answer. You know, for him to discover what his purpose was. She told him a little sprinkle, sprinkle, but he had to discover like what that really meant. Same for you. Some of y'all are looking to be hand-fed, spoon-fed. When you just sit in your chair, your high chair. If you don't get the fuck up and choose you. All right, so we're going to close out with our angel number. Come on, Neo. You the one. We got 999. I told you. All these damn reversals. Release. It reads release. 999. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? Didn't I channel that energy for yesterday? Didn't I channel that energy for yesterday? I meant tomorrow, my apologies. There could be some significance about yesterday that you learned about yourself. I don't know. But tomorrow I said what things needs to be changed. What things need to be changed. And remember, when one door closes, when one door opens, another door closes. And sometimes it doesn't show up the way you expect it because you're like, whoa, the door opened. Come on, y'all. And as they're coming, the door fucking closed. You're like, what? You banging on the door. Let them in. Let my bacon in, bitch. You know, let these things in. And Spirit like, no. Count it all joy, though. You don't know what awaits on the other side, but there is more for you. Ashe? So, come on with the committals. Let the declaration tonight be, I commit to doing the work. I commit to doing the work daily. I commit to doing the work daily. Right? We got to add that daily. Because I said I commit to doing the work. Yeah, I commit, all right. But I commit every month. Every 2 weeks. So that's a declaration. I'll leave that down below in the comments. I commit to doing the work daily. I commit to doing the work daily. So I'm going to go ahead and get into these purpose readings. If you would like to know what your purpose is, again, $15 love donation. Send in your full birthday. And I'm going to channel and see what we got. All right, so I'm going to first start with, we got a Taurus Collins. Starting with Taurus Collins. What's Taurus Collins? Oh, this is Lemonade. Hey, Lemonade. What's Lemonade's purpose? What's Lemonade's purpose? Y'all give me a sec. Just bear with me while I gather data. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 7, 6, 7, 7, 14, 5, 14, 5, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Okay, baby boo. So, Lemonade. Lemonade, your life path number is an 8. Your life path number is an 8. So your purpose. What's your purpose? Your purpose is to bring structure to any environment that you're in. Okay, your purpose is to be the pillar, to bring order. Your purpose is to manage not just yourselves, but also manage people. So you'll do very well in higher positions where you have people under you that work for you, whether it's children, adults. Your purpose is also to create generational wealth, to break financial karmic cycles within yourself, like your soul has been carrying. So finances, financial management is also something that is going to be a path that you go down when it comes to, you may have periods where you have an abundance of money, and then you have periods where your money is very low, and you have to manage that. But ultimately, it's so you can learn to be resourceful. Okay. Your purpose in this life as well is to establish boundaries, more so for yourself, so you can walk in alignment. So in this life as well, you may find that you're always kind of being nudged in, like I said, that narrow path where what Sally, Jill, and Lil are doing, it doesn't quite, you don't quite have the same results as them. You have more of a karmic path where, and when I say that, I mean where things boomerang fairly quickly for you. You also learn a lot of tough lessons. Your part of your purpose as well is to mature, especially, like I said, in the areas of financial, in the areas of financial matters, as well as emotional. Okay. Also, just energetically picking up, you are big on family and relations. Though sometimes you can come across as emotionally detached, you are the complete opposite. You're very loyal, independent. You like working in groups, but it depends on the group. Very social, but again, it depends on the group, because you can also be very introverted to yourself. Very nurturing, very loving. And you like to show up for people. And so your purpose in this life is to show up for people, but in a different light. It's not in a way where it's going to be emotionally, like provide emotional support, but it's going to be more so that tough love. That tough love. You make a great leader because you lead from the heart. You lead with logic. You're able to adapt to the different environments. You're very observant. And you attract a lot of people. You attract a lot of people. You do. And so again, management. Helping people like get their life together, but not losing yourself in that is going to be important. You can come across as cold. You forgive, but you do not forget. You do not forget. Very honest. Okay? And so your purpose is to also embrace your authenticity when it comes to understanding that, and in this moment, This is something that I struggle with because I always feel like I gotta talk. I always feel like I gotta entertain. And that's not the case all the time. Okay, so we got Vita. What's your year, babe? Baby boo, I got your birth chart. Stop playing with me. It's right here. It's right here. I already got the line up. You already divine up. So you two are a life path number 8. You two are a life path number 8. You have a strong desire. Okay, so with that, part of your purpose is to step up to the plate and teach, manage, go against the status quo, and create financial stability for yourself to lead. Also reviewing lessons that you've reviewing like karmic lessons in this life, and that's it, and rewriting that narrative essentially. Creating a life of discipline and structure for yourself as well. Establishing healthy boundaries. And with that Fortitude, you share that same birthday energy as Brother Logas. Merry birthday, y'all. Birthday coming up. Woo woo. And so with that 4, that's that Aquarius energy, which makes you very innovative, humanitarian, rebellious, like go against the grain, out of the box type thinker. And with the 2, your Cancer, you have you're very loving, nurturing, family oriented. You love to show up for the people around you, very empathic, able to connect with people on a deeper level. And so, but with that life path number 8, it's like there are boundaries that needs to be set up though, so you don't enable people, as well as compromise certain things that are imperative when it comes to your growth or development. You two will have like a straight and narrow type path that you'll be called down. Yeah, to live living a disciplined life and holding yourself accountable to do what you know you need to do. And karma, like I said, with the other lovely, definitely is going to show. It's going to bite you in the ass or not, depending on what you put out. It's going to definitely come back around quicker for you. But definitely healing your relationship with money, how you view money, how you handle money, how you manage money, how you attract money. And not being so impulsive when it comes to spending as well. Like, be mindful when it comes to your investments and make sure it is actually, like I talked about earlier when I said every investment that you make is, what did I say? What did I say for the daily energy? Let me go back really quick so I don't butcher it. I said every dollar that you spend is an investment into your future. So if you're going to spend, make sure it's definitely beneficial for you in the long term. Okay? And you two are meant to be like a pillar for those around you. A pillar. So there's a balance because you have the ability to, again, connect with them emotionally and be an emotional support and nurture and love those around you, pick up on their needs and things like that. Lean into your intuition, but also with that 8, you want to lean into your logic as well. and understand that tough love is sometimes necessary. So there's a certain level of detachment that needs to be had, right? But it's for the people though too. It's not in a selfish way where it's just like, oh, this is just for me. I'm only investing in me and myself and not for me. It's like, no, for the people. Because that for Aquarius energy, Aquarius is for the people. Cancer is for the people, for the family, more specifically for the family, for loved ones. So let the structure and the discipline that you bring in be for the greatest and highest good of not just yourself, but for those who you're going to share this life with as well. Vita, you did send me an offering, right, Vita, babe? Because I'm doing your thing. But, oh, the Miss Sheba sent one too. You sure? All right. You ready? Okay, y'all. So we're going to have to pick back up tomorrow. Y'all dragged your feet when it came to coming in, and so we got to move on. I do have Miss Sheba. I'm gonna write your birthday down. And Miss Sheba, meet us here tomorrow, okay? 5/30, 1975. If y'all want a more in-depth reading, you can head over to the website, crystallinemars.com. And again, don't forget, it's 15% off for the in-depth birth chart readings. And we can delve deeper when it comes to your purpose and all those other good things to help you when it comes to truly walking in alignment and understanding yourself beyond who you know yourself to be. Ashe, so thank y'all for sharing this space. You said you did through PayPal. Ashe, because I thought I saw your name and I just started reading it, but then I looked back at PayPal and I saw a different name. And I'm like, wait, I did see Blaze's name, right? Okay, cool. Just make sure. I'm like, wait, did I just do yours and I was supposed to be doing Lovely's? Okay, y'all. But thank y'all again for sharing this space. We're about to now move on to the next segment of the night, which is a spiritual lesson. Brother Logas on the big board today, y'all. He on the big board. You want to roll it up or you going to keep it back there? Oh, shoot. Oh. Never mind. I guess he's writing some homework, some schoolwork for life. All right, y'all. You said on time or divine? We've been on time today. I've been showing up. It is my intention. Y'all know how I do, because as soon as I say I'm going to show up early, I don't. So I'm not talking about it. I'm walking about it. But over the past 2 days or past 3 days, I've been showing up between 8:20, 8:30. So for sure, we're gonna be on time. We're gonna be on time. I'm holding myself to that. Okay, y'all. All right. So all right. Okay, Rody Patootie.
Peace, family. Today's spiritual lesson is holistic health. Holistic health, depending on however it's turned around for you. Holistic health, right? And I want to talk about someone in particular. See, holistic health is exactly what the word is supposed to describe. Holisticness, right? And when I'm talking, when we talk about, you know, the entire perspective of any subject, it's important to understand both, you know, the positive, the negative, the light, and the dark, right? So when it comes to health, we typically think about life. We are trying to study life, but what about the side of death? Ashe. So I have listened to and have studied and have, you know, read and as well as experienced and tested out these different some of these different, you know, remedies and from a lot of these different holistic practitioners. Now, when it comes to holistic health, pretty much everybody's coming from the same standpoint, which is, okay, this herb or this plant or this fruit or this vegetable, or even this flesh, right? This flesh or this dairy or whatever, because there's so many different holistic practitioners that are not just coming from the vegan side of things, but from the just whole animal products as well side of things as well, right? And they all come from the standpoint of life, of life. This promotes this life. This promotes that life, right? This promotes, you know, this type of energy. Now, understand, yes, the body is life, or is living. The body is living. But the body is built on or is directed by quote unquote non-living mechanisms, right? Called the DNA. It's called the DNA. Knowing that, it can be very advantageous to look at the body as not just purely a living thing, but also as a unliving thing as well. If you look at, you know, a robot, we would say that's an unliving thing, but at the same time, there's a livingness to it. While for us, it's more like we're a living thing, but at the same time, there's an unlivingness to it as well. So there is grand benefit of going deeper, going, you know, much deeper than just the plants and just the foods themselves. Now, like I said, I've come to find that all holistic practitioners, all nutritionists, all, you know, study life, which is great, which is great, right? But there's a person I came across recently. Name is Gary Brecka. Brecka, I think that's his name. I think that's how you say his last name, Brecka. Gary Brecka. I suggest that everyone who's heavily interested in health, in your health, to check out Gary Brecka. Watch a few of his videos. Right. I've already implemented some of his strategies. Implemented some of his advisements. I would say they are quite effective, even more. A little surprisingly how effective they actually are. It's like not surprising, but at the same time surprising on how quickly it has taken hold, and it's a beautiful thing, right? And I would say he's probably the leading nutritionist in the world. He's not necessarily a nutritionist or officially a nutritionist. As he says, he's a human biologist, because that's what he studied, you know, in college and school. Which his studies is not what impresses me at all, because there's all types of doctors who have all kind of PhDs and whatnot. He doesn't have a PhD, so it's not really that, you know, impressive. But what he has said, what he has displayed, what he has shared, I understood it. I understood it very well. It made a lot of sense. So that's why I decided to listen to him and to try some of his plans, some of his, you know, guidance. And it was very powerful. And the reason why I say he's the leading quote unquote nutritionist, because a lot of the celebrities around the world in different areas are going to him. Even individuals and people of certain levels of influence, of power from different countries are coming to him to improve their health, to fix their health, actually, to maximize their health is probably the most accurate. They're going to him. And the thing is, how did he become so knowledgeable? How did he become so understanding of the human biology, of the human health? It's because he studied death. I talk about how it's important to understand love, but also to fully understand hate, to understand the light, but to understand the dark. But there's a lot of individuals who even if they understand that, they still want a majority stay on one side, which is usually what is considered the positive side. See, Gary Brecker has just proven, because he spent the majority of his time in the dark side, in the death side. Because that's where all things come from anyway, right? And then from out of the darkness, he found a new light. He found a new light, right? It was able to make stronger connections on how to maximize life by studying how people die, or why people die, I should say. He had to study for almost 20 years on why and how people die, because he was in insurance, where he was essentially his department was trying to guess down to the month when people are going to die, right? And inadvertently, he ended up discovering how to help people to live, and not only to live, but how to maximize that life, that existence. Okay. So he's a great example, and his story is a great example of how giving just as much, or even maybe even greater, I would probably actually say even greater attention to the dark side, because understand, the dark is greater than the light. There's more darkness in the universe than there is light. There's more darkness than there is light, right? But the light is louder than the dark, right? So that is the yin and the yang between the two. There's more dark than there is light, but the light is louder than the dark. So this is why we, in order to obtain more of our own light, we have to go into the darkness in many different ways. One, through sleeping, but two, then also meditation on top of the sleeping, right? And then three, the shadow work. The shadow work where you're dealing with the darkness. And through that, you get answers. You get more complete answers that you to fill in the blanks of the answers that you were searching for purely in the light. Ashe. So that's today's spiritual lesson. Like I said, go check out Gary Brecker's Gary Brecka on YouTube. Find his videos, watch them, study them, and implement them. Ashe. So let's go into the Q&A, see if anyone has any question, comments, or concerns. Otherwise, we will keep it moving. Peace over to the Facebookers and peace over to the OGs on IG. It is face-to-face Fridays if anyone wanted to jump on. Peace over to the YouTubers. We appreciate all the likes, shares, and subscribes, as well as the reposts and the reels and the what else? The stories, right, on IG, as well as the super chats and the cash apps. Ashe. Peace to Graffiti. I didn't know if One Love 38 was trying to get on camera or not. Let me know. I see you in the queue. Peace to NV90. Ashe. Peace to Sheba Bay. Peace to Blue Eyes 777. Give y'all a minute or two to decide what y'all want to do. Graffiti said, what's the dude's name? One more time for the people in the back. Gary, Gary, Brecka, Brecka, Gary Brecka. I mean, utilizing some of the things I had already started doing before I came across this channel, so that it became even more in alignment. Which made it just easier to then tap into the other concepts that he has. And why Deb says, it's a saying we spend half our lives doing things that could kill us and the second half trying to stay alive. Does this man work with those who are not healthy and or have serious health conditions? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. That's how that's how he's obtained the knowledge that he has gotten. All like I said, it was all about studying death, and now because of that, I mean, to tell you the truth, he very accurately. Well, let me put it this way. There's a lot of holistic practitioners out there, right? And there's a lot, and there's quite a few of them that do very well and do help a lot of people. I mean, most holistic practitioners, even the charlatan type ones, just knowing about herbs and whatnot, and or just knowing about whole food stuff like that, you could be a snake oil salesman, sell that to people, and still have some good reviews and still help some people, because herbs help people, and minerals help people, and sunlight helps people, and grounding helps people, and spiritual work helps people, and whole foods and milks and meats, they help people, right? Organics help people. So you can automatically, what I would say the difference between this particular man is, well, one, if you see some of his clientele, it's quite impressive. But he also, his company, he's not just a guy just giving information. He also, I don't know if like where they're like, if they exactly, I didn't look into like if they have like a particular clinic. But I do know his company, in one way or another, sees and I guess through looking at like their blood tests and giving them their recommendation and guidelines, and he has actual certified doctors on his staff. But they see somewhere between like around 20,000 clients a month. Somewhere around like 20,000 clients a month, right? So, and I don't believe that's in person, but maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know how big his staff is physically like that, or if it's just through the blood work that they're dealing with 20,000 blood works a month, and then giving out their their regiments, but yeah, he's dealt with many thousands, or has reversed or helped to through his regiments have reversed many thousands of people with very serious issues, as far as like cancers and high blood pressures and thyroids and different organ diseases. All right. And after hearing many of his videos and studying what he's saying, and then also implementing some of those things on myself, I can see why that is. I can see why he has so much success. But not only reversing a lot of these ailments, but also maximizing their health, so that they're feeling like they're 20 years old type of feelings, 21 forever type of energy, right? So that seems to be the case, and like I could feel my own energy improving back to those type of levels as well. And I only started implementing, well, I'm like kind of slowly implementing more and more of his protocols, and that's without me actually getting the actual blood work done and all that stuff from him. Just me following the protocols based off of what he has said, and based off of, all right, these certain symptoms, you need these certain things. I'm like, okay, all right. But eventually I will also get my own blood work done and stuff as well. But I definitely highly recommend, if you have any, especially any serious issues, or like a bunch of medications or something like that, I would definitely highly recommend checking him out. And I think his website is called theultimatehuman.com. So I would definitely check that out. And really, I would say everybody, just in general, should check it out. And what Deb says, I know my 17 years of 1,000 of thousands of hours studying death and health and pets and people and finding good functional medicine and anti-establishment documents have helped a lot. Okay, NY Debs. So you're saying you studied, death and health, all right. So what can you, based off of your 17 years of experience, what can you provide for us that, based off your expertise, what can you share with us that that we all need to know in order to improve and maximize our health? Please share with us your wisdom. Bell Reeves says, no hair, Logas. Ashe, no hair, Logas. Right. I'm actually doing like some experimentation. I would have kept it low like this. I was like letting it grow because I wanted to see just how it would, grow out, grow back, testing the strength of my hair in certain areas. And then, and now as I'm improving my regimen, my nutritional regimen, I want to see in real time how it affects the strength of my hair. So I cut it off again to see the difference. Shay Bell Reeves. Bell Reeves says, question, chlorophyll drop thoughts. I would say, to my understanding, chlorophyll is a very, powerful supplement to ingest. Right? I don't remember the properties of what they say exactly it does, but I definitely would say that there's you can't go wrong with chlorophyll. Can't go wrong with it. The challenge with a lot of these supplements is knowing which supplements we actually need or which person needs. But I would say that the level of our sickness as especially as a nation, is so extreme that we have to. It's important to know, like the plant, medicines, But we're kind of actually, in my opinion, it's like we're almost beyond that on the level of sickness, to where we need the actual minerals itself directly right now. And that's what I've been, engaging in. There's a couple of herbs, or plants, I'll say, maybe not necessarily herbs. Yeah, I'm not really taking any, except oregano. I do take oregano. But the other ones is like because chlorella is an algae, hemp, seed. It's not a herb. And then you got pine pollen I take. All right, so I'm not taking any herbs right now, but I'm taking more of the straight nutrition. Couple of plants, but definitely some straight just nutrition. Just straight, essentially like vitamins, but just very specific types, not the most commercialized ones that maybe we're used to seeing. NYW says 80% of Americans are magnesium, vitamin, collagen deficient. Okay. And natural remedies for specific needs. Someday I may start my other channel. Also, methylene blue red light therapy for mitochondria. So I would definitely agree with those things. Vitamin D3, K2, right? I would agree with that as well. So I definitely would agree with the vitamin 3, K2. That's definitely something that we all desperately need. So NY Debs, are you like on a regiment yourself with the red light therapy, I do have my concerns about methylene blue, though it has, very powerful benefits to the neurons, to the the neurotic system? What is it? The nervous system, right? But I do have my reservations about the methylene blue. Kind of more like somewhat on a health level, but kind of like on a spiritual level too. Something about the methylene blue just doesn't quite sit well with me, but I definitely understand though. Magnesium, yeah. I mean, we're deficient in pretty much every vitamin, to tell you the truth. Pretty much every vitamin, right? But yeah. So we're deficient, in the magnesium. So how would you say? Are you on a regimen? As for one question, NY Debs, are you on a regimen? And then the second question is, what do you do about what magnesium and what vitamins do you recommend with magnesium? How do you recommend us getting the collagen? When you say collagen, are you talking about the collagen in our body? Or are you talking about the collagen in our diet? Right, because those are two different things. But yeah, let us know. Are you taking the methylene blue? Sweet Vibe says, I gotta help my grandma. It was nice watching you both again. Hope you both see what Ashe, Sweet Vibes. Where do we go with Einstein saying Hertz frequency is the medicine of the future? 100 on the magnesium, Ashe. NAD, I don't know what NAD is. I think I've heard of NAD though. NAD, I can't remember what NAD is. Therapy for mitochondria, Ashe. Ashe. Yeah, essentially, you know, Hertz frequency that would be the true healing medicine. We just don't, we haven't, on at least on a commercial level, I'm pretty sure on a governmental level, but on a commercial level, we haven't developed quite the technology. There is some technologies out there that deal with frequencies. Like, what do they call them? But you hook them up to your body. They have like these little pads and stuff, and 'cause I've used them before myself. They're very powerful. But they like, wow, what are those machines called? But there's different like quality levels of them. There's like the more common ones that you'll find in like physical therapy places, but then there's these real powerful ones that actually do some real legit healing. I know there was one company, or there's one company that has them called I think HARP, kind of like HARP, the weather place. It was like these HARP machines. I forget what they call those machines though. But even those are not quite the true, you know, frequency machines that we should eventually one day have, because just by using frequency, we should technically be able to heal anything almost instantaneously. Peace Society Films. Lori says, I wonder how strong sound healing can do to even replace plant medicines. Do you see that being a main source? I mean, technically, like I said, frequency healing is the most powerful healing there is, because that's all a plant is doing, is just reestablishing your frequency. Everything else is just reestablishing frequency. That's all it's doing. It's not doing anything else, nothing more, nothing less. Everything that you eat, ingest, partake in is adjusting your frequency one way or another. That's all it's doing, right? So a machine can easily be done to do the same thing. Maybe not easily, but it can be done to do the same thing, but on a grander scale, right? Whether or not we engage in creating such a thing, you know, remains to be seen. So I do it all the time, not strong enough, says Lori. Right. Binaural beats. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not binaural beats, if that's not what I'm talking about. There's these certain things, and if you're talking about it's not strong enough, then you're not talking about the one. There's one that I've used where when you crank it up, it actually hurts. It hurts. And like it causes like these intense, crazy spasms. But have been used to even heal people with paraplegic. Paraplegics have been healed with this type of vibrational mechanism. I don't know how many paraplegics have been healed with it, but I know people with paralysis have been healed with this vibrational mechanism. I mean, it might be, maybe it's a biofeedback, but I don't remember it being called that though. I just don't remember it being called that. There was like another name. I just can't think of it though. NY Dad says, yes, I am. She's on a regimen. I only take 2 drops a day. It's the first drug ever used for disease in 1800s. For disease? Okay, you're talking about the methylene blue. Okay. Ashe. I think that's what you're talking about, the methylene blue. Yeah. Well, it's the first, European drug. Well, yeah, I guess I'd say the first drug, because before there was drugs, there was just plants. So you're probably right in that regard. Chemical induced thing. Have you tried epigenine or L-theanine? There is I believe in one of one of the aminos that I'm taking, I think the L-theanine is in it, is one of the amino acids in it. The epigenine, I think that's how you say epigenin. I don't know about that one. Magnesium glycinate. Okay. D3K2. Okay. Collagen, all 5 types, and Hirataki fruit tabs. I've never heard that one. Hirataki fruit tabs. Plus structured silver solution. Okay. I don't know about the structured silver solution. And did frequency healing too. Okay. TENS unit. I'm unfamiliar with the TENS unit. Light therapy is most important because we do need UVA and near infrared light is awesome. Tanning salons now have red beds, combo red and UV. TENS unit, I think you're talking about. Maybe it's a TENS unit, I'm not sure. First synthetic drug, okay. Shane White Dubs. So in White Dubs, I'm guessing this is your regimen, right, that you're explaining. So based off of this regimen, right, are you what has it done, for you, or would you say that it's pretty much fixed all of your deficiencies, all of your maybe problems physically, and maybe even mentally and emotionally? Do you feel like it, or is there still some? You feel like there's still some things missing, some things that still need to be worked on, like there's certain thing that it's not certain parts of your certain ailments that you may still have and that it's not taken care of or anything like that? Or do you feel like it does everything it needs to? It's completed its task. It's completing its work for you. But says TENS unit uses electrodes with pulsating feeling. Yeah, I believe it's something like that, right? Like a TENS unit with the electrodes. With the feeling with this particular machine that I've used, it's the same type of machine that professional athletes use, that only very specific facilities have. I think the main ones that have them are in I think Minnesota and then in Arizona, something like that. And it doesn't feel like pulsating. It actually feels like you're being almost that area, that section's being electrocuted. That's what it feels like. Like you're just being electrocuted in that area. It can get quite painful, but it does the job though. For when you sprain something, really hurt something, tear something, even breaking bones, stuff like that. It feels like it's trying to crush your bones, but then when you're done off just the first treatment, it's like you get the mobility back in that wherever that injury was. It's real powerful. So the hyperbaric. Okay, well the hyperbarics, right? Those are those machines that you get in that was like an oxygen type of thing. Shay Loyla. Needle therapy, right? You got needle therapy. And my dad says help fibromyalgia, Healed anemia. Okay, healed anemia. Healed anemia. Energy level and arthritis and fighting off infection. It's working great, but tried many to get here. So many options. Dr. Berg and Dr. Hyman on YouTube are good. Shay. Shay. Oh, Shay. So your anemia is gone then? And your arthritis is gone? Is that what you're saying? No more arthritis? And the fibromyalgia? I guess it's still working on that. But I'll share to those things, right? So it sounds like you probably just need now to really get over the hump is you probably just need to do some I don't know if you've gotten any different types of labs done and then, have one of those type of doctors, like a doctor, probably Dr. Berger, Dr. Hyman, have one of those type of doctors look over your labs to tell you exactly what it is that you need to finish off the job. So that's probably all you really need from here in YDubs. This is probably some final tweaks. Tweaks that I personally couldn't give you, but I'm sure they should be able to. Okay, the functional medicine, right? I just found out about the concept, or I just heard for the first time that term functional medicine lately. Yeah, but it makes sense though. Yes, you are better, I'll say though. Okay. Oh, so your doctor is a functional medicine practitioner, so then that makes it simpler right there. That makes it simpler. Sure. So essentially, yeah, that's what that's essentially what I would say. The Gary Brecka guy, who NY Debs, you probably have heard of him, right? Yeah, Gary Brecka. That's essentially what he is orchestrating is functional medicine, essentially. Now it's really just repackaged indigenous medicine. It's repackaged Aboriginal medicine. It's repackaged hoodoo medicine. That's really what it is. But like I said, we're so sick, and then our food sources are so sick as well that we have to start to implement this functional medicine route and intertwine that with the holistic, or with the the herbalist approach. Because the herbs are supposed to be medicines, and they're supposed to deal with primarily fighting like infections infections and harmful bacteria. That's like the main purpose of the herbs, or dealing with like one or two issues: hair issues, teeth issues, stomach issues. It's like the herbs are meant to be used to deal with one or two things. You know, we have a plethora of things going on inside of us, which means that are kind of almost beyond the herb's capability of fixing it. Right? This is why something like functional medicine has to exist, because things have gone so far, have gotten just so bad. They've gotten so bad. Bellweave says maroons, Ashe. Ashe to the maroons. All right. But then, of course, even then, it's important to understand that it's not enough to just get back to achieving health, right? There has, because the true goal is to maximize the body's health in order to prepare the body for spiritual transitioning. That's what we're really trying to do. It's get the body to a healthy enough state to survive the spiritual transition. You know, because no matter what, this earth is going through the spiritual transition. But if you're not strong enough, you're not going to be able to survive it. If the earth is not strong enough and healthy enough, you know, it's not going to be able to survive it either, right? So just understand that's the ultimate goal is not just to get healthy just for the sake of being healthy, it's to get healthy so your vessel can handle the spiritual transition. And that spiritual transition it already happened on its own, just as far as just how frequency, you know, works in general. But then that's the door has opened for it, you know, to shift on its own. But in order for you to complete the transition, you have to actually take purposeful steps to get all the way there. Silent Film says, yeah, different herbs are supposed to have different healing properties. That's why we need supplements, especially in the US, right? Right, so we need supplements, but supplements are not necessarily the same as herbs, even though people use herbs as supplements, but that's not really quite the same thing. The herbs, though they can come in like a supplemental type form, pills and things like that, but they're not really supplements. That's medicinal, right? But even the herbs can only do so much if you don't have the proper nutrition in the body to begin with. Even the herbs can overwhelm a sick body. Because the other challenge with the herbs is we don't get the herbs in their original state. We get dried herbs. We get herbs that are cut, chopped up, shipped out, maybe grounded up into a powder. We don't get the herb straight out of the ground. We don't get the herb, it doesn't come out from the yard, from the jungle, and then gone through and then boiled or whatever and gone through a process and with all the enzymes, the living enzymes in it, and then given to us to digest, right? So we're still not even, and then it's like most of these herbs, I mean, like I said, we're not even getting them from like, necessarily. So a lot of them are, in a sense, is grown in areas that are not necessarily the natural area they would typically be found in or grown in. So they don't have the same type of soil or the same type of sunlight they would typically get, or the same type of air they would typically breathe, or right. So even though you say, this herb has this ashwagandha has all of these properties, it would have all those properties if it was maybe the true ashwagandha growing in its truest form, its truest space. If it wasn't chopped up, broken down into a ground to a powder and sent off, and use whatever maybe spray they might put on it, any type of preservative that's put into certain types of packaging with certain types of plastics or certain types of metals or certain types. There's all of these different types of air and fumes that they get exposed to all before it gets to you. So that's another reason why, the herbs are struggling to truly, help us out, because they're also not even at their most pristine condition by the time we get them. But we should, definitely do our best to try to get our beings. We're not gonna get them up to a perfect condition in these conditions, but we just got to get the body strong enough to handle the transition. And while we're working on getting strong enough, we have to develop the processes to push our body through the transition. W says herbs need specific harvesting procedures, some spiritual conditions as well. There are spiritual conditions that the herbs need as well. There are certain types of hands that are supposed to work with the herbs, certain types of energies, especially the local energy. See, without all of these things, the vibrations are not even the same in these herbs. They're not even the same. Anyway, Debs, good herbs and plants and minerals come from certain countries, areas, and it is complicated to find them. I'm at detoxing in my comment above. Oh, it is Ashe. Ashe. Yes, it is. It is. Right. But once again, the herbs, it's important to know what their true purpose is for. We've actually we've and I've been the person thinking that what we're supposed to do. We try to turn herbs into food, and that's a mistake that a lot of us have made and are still making, trying to make herbs our food. It is not our food, it is a medicine, and it should be used in that way. Ashe. And it should be understood in that way. So I think it's a good place to stop. We'll go ahead and say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Amen, Kamalika, it is done, and we will come back tomorrow for the Saturn day. Ashe.